Donald Trump nominated 2 more billionaires to his cabinet. As another billionaire, Elon Musk came to the defense of Trump's Attorney General nominee, Matt Gaetz, who's not a billionaire, but only because he doesn't like any number higher than 18. Oh, and Dr. Oz is back. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. If you've been following all the Democratic infighting over what went wrong in this election, you've probably heard Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders emphasize one word in particular.
In America, we are rapidly becoming an oligarchic form of society. What does that mean? It means that today we have more income and wealth inequality than any time in the history of the United States of America.
The most important issue facing our country is the very rapid movement toward oligarchy. What I, almost uniquely in Congress talk about is the fact that we are moving, Lex, to an oligarchic form of society.
Bernie's right, which, by the way, is a phrase we're going to hear a lot over the next 4 years. He certainly has a way of cutting through the BS and telling you what you need to hear. He sounds like a field reporter from New York One who's 2 weeks away from retiring. I'm here in the Bronx where there's a new cupcake store on Arthur Avenue, even though there's already 2 on this block. Maybe a good idea, somebody should open a diabetes clinic. I do also love the way Bernie says oligarchy in his Brooklyn accent. He sounds like Jackie Mason choking on a breadstick, trying to say Olive Garden. Oligarchy! You're choking. Where'd you get the breadstick? Oligarchy! If you're not super familiar with the term, that's because the media talks about oligarchy like it's something that only happens in other countries.
We talk about oligarchy in Russia. Putin is surrounded by the oligarchs. Well, guess what? What do you think is happening in the United States? So what you have right now is an economy with more concentration of ownership than we've ever had. All right, that means whether it's agriculture, transportation, healthcare, whatever it may be, fewer and fewer massively large corporations control what's produced and the prices we pay. And then you look at our political system, and we don't talk about it. What is the reality of the political system today? And that is that billionaires are spending huge amounts of money to buy this election. Billionaires play an enormous role in terms of electing politicians and in Washington in determining what legislation gets seen and not seen.
Oh, come on, Bernie, you're being ridiculous. You're acting like billionaires are on stage next to presidential candidates literally jumping for joy. And I keep forgetting about that clip. Not forgetting, I just keep erasing it from my mind. Every time we play that clip, I drink enough scotch to kill the brain cells responsible for storing that memory. Watch. My scotch, because I saw it, All right. Where was I? Oh, yeah, Bernie's acting like billionaires are jumping around on stage. I forgot. The worst thing about that clip is what it says about the influence of money in our politics. The second worst thing, it is a very close second, is the way he jumps. This clip proves that money can buy you almost anything, but it can't buy you ups. He looks like the kid playing backyard football who never gets the ball even though he's wide open. Chad, I'm open. Chad, throw it to me, Chad. I swear I'll catch it this time. Chad, oh, man. Oh, it doinked off my exposed belly. Why'd I wear a shirt that exposed a tiny bit of my belly? Anyway, the point is our political system is dominated by billionaires. Both sides are captive to wealthy elites. It should be noted, Kamala Harris had plenty of billionaire support of her own, but wealthy elites, including the richest man alive, played an especially unprecedented role in getting Trump elected, and he's repaying them by putting them straight into his government.
President-elect Donald Trump has revealed more picks to his incoming administration. Among them, transition advisor and billionaire businessman Howard Lutnick for Commerce Secretary.
The president-elect also announcing billionaire Trump supporter Elon Musk and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy will lead a new so-called Department of Government Efficiency.
And another high-profile pick, Trump choosing longtime ally and former wrestling executive Linda McMahon to run the education department.
What does the former head of a wrestling league know about education? Oh no, our teacher's gonna open class now making sweaty threats into microphones. Oh, you're in for it now, brother. Oh, you forgot to carry the one, and now I'm gonna carry you to your grave. Maybe Hulk Hogan will teach our kids math by showing everyone how to divide a shirt into 2. How was school today, Timmy? Well, in math class, I tore my shirt in half, and then in science, we learned what happens when you hit someone over the head with a chair. And what about home ec? We learned how to smell what the rock is cooking, a blueberry pie. So billionaires are effectively running the government now, and even the cabinet picks who aren't billionaires themselves have billionaires backing them. Elon Musk jumped in Tuesday to defend Trump's embattled Attorney General nominee Matt Gaetz after it was revealed that Gaetz had allegedly paid for sex, and that one witness testified she had seen Gaetz have sex with a minor.
Elon Musk tweeted, Matt Gaetz has 3 critical assets that are needed for the AG role: a big brain, a spine of steel, and an axe to grind. He is the Judge Dredd. America needs to clean up a corrupt system and put powerful bad actors in prison. Gaetz will be our hammer of justice.
He's got a big brain, he's got a spine of steel, and his eyes will be wide open because he can't close them after all the Botox. Also, if you're the nation's top law enforcement officer, you're not supposed to have an axe to grind. You wouldn't go to a doctor whose wife left him for you. Oh, hello, Dave. Hope you're enjoying sleeping with my wife. Now, are you ready for your colonoscopy? Just FYI, we're out of anesthesia. Musk and the other billionaires want to use government as a tool to crush their enemies, and they want to hollow out regulatory agencies because those agencies are the only constraints on their power. That's obviously the goal of Musk's fake Department of Government Efficiency, which will likely slash away at programs working people rely on. Democrats should be outraged about this. I'm sure we can rely on them to mount an effective and energetic opposition to the conquest of our government by billionaires.
They could save tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars. Depending on how it's structured and what they do, this could be a constructive undertaking that ought to be embraced.
Good point. Maybe Musk could do for our government what he did for Twitter. My issue with FEMA has always been the lack of hate speech and porn bots, you know. I look forward to the next disaster alert, weather alert. If you're looking for a good time, join XXX video call with fun real girls right now. The government has issued a flood warning in my pants. Seriously, Democrats, you can't say you want to win back the working class, but also fanboy out over the richest man alive taking a hatch at the government programs the working class depends on. You're supposed to be the opposition. Sometimes shrinking everything isn't the answer. You know, just look at Elon's shirt. Oh, my fault. It's my fault. I should have brought it up. And when he's not putting billionaires in charge, Trump is nominating quack TV personalities who have also called for slashing away at crucial government programs.
Some breaking news to tell you about in the last few minutes. Donald Trump adding another former television personality, it's a theme here, to his new administration, nominating Dr. Oz to serve as the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services Administrator. That's a position that manages Medicare and Medicaid and other programs that cover half of all Americans, half of all the people in this country. It's a position under the Department of Health and Human Services that will require Senate approval to be confirmed. Trump says this about Dr. Oz, quote, "There may be no physician more qualified and capable to make America healthy again." Dr. Oz, of course, has no experience in government.
He doesn't? I thought when he did that episode on how to get a flatter stomach, he was doing so as the Assistant Undersecretary of State for washboard abs. So now he's adding Dr. Oz to his cabinet on top of a wrestling executive and a former real-world contestant. Who's next? Is he going to make Chumley the Treasury Secretary? Mr. President, I think we can make at least $1,000 if we sell this big old penis statue. Oz has called for essentially privatizing Medicare by pushing all Medicare patients onto private plans and imposing a payroll tax on working people to pay for it. That's who's going to run Medicare now. If there's anything left after Musk gets his hands on it. This is the exact kind of corruption and inequality people are mad about. Democrats need to counter it, not go along with it. Thinking Elon Musk is actually going to make government better is like believing in the Wizard of
Oz.
This has been A Closer Look. Hey guys.